How's it going, everyone? I haven't done a video in a while. There's not much happening in my loft at the moment, obviously for obvious reasons, the boards aren't there. But I'm here with Rory McMahon. Rory's a friend of mine. We know each other about probably 5 or 6 years now, I'd say. Rory, is it? From the Northside Pigeon Club, and we had an open race there from, where was the Skibbereen? Or Penzance there last weekend. With the South Road Federation, the South Road Federation, 2,400 boards on, wasn't it?
I think it was 2,400.
Yeah, something like that. And Rory actually bred the parents of the Fed top. The parents, Rory owns and bred the board that topped the Fed out of the 2,000 boards from Penzance, roughly about 230 miles of Paul, who won the race on average. So we're just going to show you a couple of the boards. Rory's been racing himself here since he set up 6 years ago, isn't it?
10 years now, Mick.
Wow, 10 years, time flies. Shit. Time flies, wow,
yeah,
10 years.
It's the 10th year now.
And Rory got into it with a bit of ups and downs, a bit of advice, a bit of non-advice, a bit of iffy wishy, and found his own feet through his own stockmanship, through a bit of help, a bit of good help from other lads. Rory was lucky enough to get a few decent boards off a few decent fellas, and hasn't looked back since. He's bred several top Fed card winners.
Two Fed toppers there, Mick.
Two Fed toppers in the loft here
themselves. There, we're
going to show you them two Fed toppers here at the moment. How many others? You've bred a Fed topper on the weekend. That's 3 Fed toppers.
She's an open winner. She's not a Fed.
An open winner.
Yeah.
So the boards here have a good line. Rory's bred through them about 3 to 4 generations now at this point, and they're still producing the goods. So we're just going to show you a couple of boards. We're going to show you, first of all, we're going to show you Rory's Fed toppers first.
The cock has gone out there.
The cock has just jumped out. We have the hen here, so we'll have a look at the hen here.
It's a cracking hen, this one.
Rory will talk us through her pedigree as he takes her out.
Now, Mick, she's a granddaughter of the Neary hen, which you know about.
You tell everybody
she's
here
the matriarch of the loft.
So the Neary hen, as he said, is the matriarch of the loft. She's the mother of the loft.
I got her off a guy down at Darndale when I originally started. She's force fed 5,500, and I retired her for a week and sent her back, and she was 70th fed the next week then.
So that's the hen there now. So this is a hen topped the Fed against how many pigeons?
5,500.
So 5,500 pigeons from,
I think it was Pelmore, Mick.
So it's Pelmore Beach, roughly about 130 miles. Roughly about 130 miles. Lovely hen. There's not many lofts can claim 2 Fed toppers in the same section, and the cock is actually outside, so we're not going to be able to show you the cock. We'll have a look at the parent of last week's open winner from Penzance, 2,500 pigeons, 2,400 pigeons. When Rory found out the pigeon topped the Fed, he decided he was going to take a round of late breads off the boards, and sure, why wouldn't you, like, you know, I mean, the calibre board that these boards are producing is fantastic. Rory also over the weekend has only weaned a couple of young boards off these boards in the last couple of weeks, and gave one away to a friend of his, and then had the pleasure to ring him and say that he now has a sister of an open winner, like, you know, to a chap.
That's the man.
So this the mother.
She has bred me Johnny Sexton, Force Club, 3rd Fed.
There we go.
Force Club, 8th Fed. And he's paired up down there to one of Sean Hunt's pigeons.
So Johnny Sexton is another board. So this pigeon is not just responsible for an open winner, she's also responsible for other boards who have done the damage.
This is her son as well.
Another son of hers.
He's 4 Fed cards. He didn't win anything. He's 4 Fed cards. 6th Fed being the best last year. He hit the roof and I had a bad trap, and he was.
So there we go. Look at the wing on them. He's actually got a broken flight there from flitting around the place, as you can see. But another very medium-sized boards. I would have thought they were a bit bigger, being the sprint lines, but they're actually quite a medium-sized board. Nice looking cock. Very proud pigeons. Very, very proud pigeons.
Yeah, he is a cracking cock, Nick.
Very, very proud pigeons.
Yeah.
So breeding open winners, breeding Fed toppers. Not only that though, but giving the boards away to other lads to help them out, and again doing well for other lads. Like, I mean, there's not much more you could ask for.
Johnny Sexton's Nestmate was also 5th fed.
So again, now the hen
By law,
bred a pair of
barley
young boys.
cow.
The nestmates were also the nestmate of Johnny's section that we just showed you there. Actually did quite well as well.
Nestmate of last year's fed topper. She was 5th fed today. This guy on the top.
So this hen's also 5th fed hen. Nestmate of the fed topper from last year that we showed. Oh, we showed the hen, didn't we? We didn't show the cock yet. So there you go.
You just don't hit the wrong boxes there, Michael.
That's no problem. That's what happens when you're paying boards up late.
Yeah.
Works like that, you know. Beautiful, beautiful pigeons. Handled very, very well in great, great condition for this time of year.
I'm delighted with them.
No.
Mick. I didn't do them justice this year. I didn't get at them, and I let the boards down. They didn't let me down.
So there's
I know
there's
I
a
have
man.
the boards, yeah.
I'll actually vouch for this because Rory actually holds his own in the club he's in and in the Fed as well here, the South Road Fed. The South Road Fed, as you know, predominantly would start the Fed in April, and you could anywhere up to 18,000 pigeons in a race. You know, the young board season's coming on next week, so next week it starts the following
It starts next week.
Starts
I won't
next
be
week.
ready, as I told you. I didn't get the training.
And again,
we're going to. We'll have to get stuck in.
No,
the
that's
next
it.
couple of weeks. Yeah,
And again, we
definitely.
have about 18,000, probably starting off
Well,
15,000.
it'll be 14, 15. I think.
For race. So
Yeah.
the South Road Fed, a
Second
very,
week.
very strong federation here in Ireland. And to be topping the Fed, to be breeding Fed toppers, you know, anything from 2,000 boards right up to 8,000 pigeons. I'm going to show you one of Sean Hunt's pigeons there if Rory can get him out there if he's there. One of his,
No,
one of
I'll
the.
show you this hen. I haven't paired up to this cock, Mick. This cock is off. This guy up here, who again is off the Neary hen.
Right.
He's 4 fed cards, Force Club Skipperine, Force Club Taurus, different types of wins, came with 4 different
So
wins.
this is a grandson of the mother of the loft. That's what we're talking about here. Jeez, fabulous,
He's a
fabulous
cracking
cock.
pigeon, isn't he?
Oh,
Yeah.
fabulous cock.
Derek Cummins was here,
Fabulous.
that's the pigeon that caught his eye there.
So Derek Cummins likes this pigeon. I have a thing for pencil pigeons myself.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ,
yeah.
they do look well. They do. They hold their own. Now this is an older cock.
There's his daddy, Mick.
He's a 14 cock. So he's not that old. He's only a 5-year-old cock, but
Yeah.
geez, holding himself very well. Looks very, very well, as you can see. Absolute cracker. What box was this fella from?
In here, Mick.
We don't want to mix them up.
That's his farmer.
This is his daddy.
He's bred me 3 different winners this cock.
So this cock is a 13 pigeon. So as a yearling bred the last cock.
He's bred for stock, he's never been out. That's
So this fella's never even been out, bred for stock, and has produced the goods from day one. What more would you want?
No,
God,
he's a cracking pigeon, yeah.
everybody cries for these kinds of birds. Cries for them.
And there's another daughter of his, another pencil, what you like, Mick.
Look,
And
more
she's
pencils. God, I think I'll be sticking them in my bag
Force
now the way
Club
home.
12 fed.
Be back at the pigeons before I
Force
know it.
Club 12 fed.
So Force Club 12 fed. Now this is a very different pigeon actually. Noticing the differences in the boards. The cocks are quite big, those 2 cocks. This is a lovely actually medium to small hen. She's actually a lovely little hen. Beautiful actually, she's cracking. Absolute
nice,
cracker. She's a beautiful, beautiful hen.
She's
There's a
paired up
wing.
to Tommy Murphy's cock. These are all Tommy, this cock here is the best pigeons Tommy ever had.
So there we go. So paired up to a cock that has, I'm assuming has bred something, or is the reason you have him.
Well, there's a hen next door, 4th fed, the day we
So
topped
this
the fed.
is the day Rory tops the Fed. This cock breeds 4th fed. So he's paired in the loft here now to the line of boards that has
strong,
produced
isn't
the
he?
Fed. God, he's a very, very
Ah, he's a
strong
big
board.
lad, yeah.
Absolute cracking pigeon. Guy's a big board. Woo.
Yeah.
Big
And the
board.
hen is
Wow.
equally as big as a big.
Wow, absolutely cracking. So there's not more you can say. Rory has 12 boxes in here. He's put them back together for around the late breads off his at this point I could say well-established lion.
Sorry, Mick.
No, you're on.
This little hen is the mother of last year's fed topper.
So this is the mother now of one of last year's Fed toppers.
She was Force Club 20th fed when I raced the north side. That was her only claim to fame.
So these are-
I was short of stock, so we put her in and she bred me a fed topper.
So when you talk about this, like we look at these and you're always looking for, the aim is always to have your own race boards going back into the stock loft, and now Rory has actually an established line that he gets them racing out, whether they do well or not. He decides he picks an odd board here or there if they haven't performed, or he breeds from the performers. So Rory is performer to performer.
Well, that's
and hoping to carry the line.
winner to winner. You can't
So,
go wrong with that.
You know, it's an absolutely cracking hen
Definitely
again.
winner to winner.
A cracking hen again. A mother of a Fed topper. Any idea? Can you remember how many boards were in the Fed that week?
There was 12,300 about.
Wow, so
He
12,300
didn't only win the fed.
in a Fed race.
Yeah. My own hen was 4th fed. She was 6 minutes behind.
So won the fed.
No, she was third fed 6 minutes behind.
So second pigeon 6 minutes behind and was third fed. So you can only imagine how far ahead the son of this hen was to top the fed. Absolutely cracking. So it's what we all hope for. Unfortunately, I'm not doing the board, not with them anymore.
She might get back in. Maybe.
I probably will. You never know. But we all want, the aim is always to produce your own line of boards, whereby you're producing race boards that will eventually come into your stock loft, and that's normally the goal of everybody. Certainly has always been my goal when I was doing the boards. And Rory, in his short time, now 10 years, I'm in the sport 30 years now, but Rory in 10 years has actually been lucky enough to get the right boards, got a little bit of help and a little bit of not so much help.
No, but look, Mick,
and
you have to work it out yourself.
And has worked his way through it.
And
he used to keep horses before.
Well, I had horses, Mick. Yeah.
So a bit of stockmanship there.
Yeah,
we all talk about stockmanship. So Rory definitely has that, and it's proven here. It's proven here when we talk about the fact that we have a generation after generation of winners here now in the loft and Rory's loft. We're looking at your 4th generation or 5th generation now, isn't it? Of winners?
Well, the hen Mick is still producing. The dairy hen.
Down from her, we're looking at 5, 6 generations.
I don't raise them off. I'm crossing her in with her sons and grandsons.
So there you go.
I'm thinking ahead because she's 10-year-old now and she's going to stop breeding for us.
And that's what you have to do. That's what you have to do.
There's last year's fed topper.
So this is fed topper from last year. The blue hen we just showed you is the mother. Fantastic looking pigeon again. There's a very long cast cock actually compared to the other ones. Medium bodied, but he's very long.
He's different in every way, Mick. His attitude in the loft. He's not interested in hens, not interested in nest boxes.
Not
in the aviary all day.
Well,
that's okay. If he comes for
what cock doesn't want his hen? I mean, Jesus Christ, you know.
Anyway, he's paired up to Tiny Tears now.
So on Tiny Tears,
his name is the Stealth. There's a lot of guys didn't see him coming, so we called him the Stealth.
So he's called, this is the Stealth. Because nobody saw him coming. He's paired to Tiny Tears.
Tiny Tears, yeah. There's 2 youngsters there, Mick.
2 youngsters there with Tiny Tears in this cock.
There's 2 youngsters.
Just hatched them all. Look at that.
Fed toppers back to back.
Just hatching. Yeah. There you go. Look at that. 2 squabs. Probably 5, 6 days.
You get rings on them in a couple of days, Mick.
Yeah, that's it. And what's Tiny Tears out of? What way is she?
She's the other fed topper.
She's the other one.
She's the hen topper.
Oh, that's right. We showed you the hen already. So
there's Tiny Tears' father there.
Absolutely. And so again, now we have the father, the parents, and another.
The day Tiny Tears topped the fed, her daddy was about 70th fed. So he was in the race, and I said, I better stock him. There he is there. He's pure Van Herk.
So mother and son.
He's pure Van Herk. I bought a couple of Van Herk pigeons and I bred him down off them. He's produced a fed topper.
Do you want to say where you got your Van Herks, or?
Up the north.
So there we go. So Willie, he got a few Van Herks. This is a cock that was racing, had bred a hen. The 2 of them were racing against each other in the fed. His daughter topped the fed, and the cock himself was 60th, 70th fed.
In around that, yeah.
So
he was in the 100.
First fed and 70th fed out of probably 5,500 pigeons. I mean, again, generation to generation of winners. A very big cock, this one, but again, a very long cock.
He is big, isn't he?
Very long cock, but a very big cock. Yeah. So fantastic line of pigeons. And again, I'll just reiterate, Rory's only in the sport a short time. 10 years is not a long time in this game, you know. What kind of advice would you maybe offer a new starter or somebody who's established who isn't doing very well maybe?
For me, Mick, there's 3 important things and nothing works without them. The first one is the boards.
So good boards, paramount.
Health.
Excellent health.
And your system.
And a system.
And I think without either of them 3 together, it doesn't work.
So you reckon that it's like a symbiotic relationship between all 3?
Yeah, I think the 3 things have to work together.
Must go hand in hand.
And you need to be lucky.
Yeah.
You need to get the look, a little bit of luck on the day. The day you top the fed, someone might have a bad trap somewhere else. That's the way it goes. But if anyone gets in, I'm a big admirer of a lot of small flyers. For me, the best Eddie Barry I had back, by the way, to do the fed averages in the old ones, and I collected.
There you go, Eddie. There's a plug for you. Rory's plugging away for you.
No, I collected. But for me, the best pound for pound flyer this year in the fed, I would say, is George Cully for fingers.
Wow.
There's been some fabulous flyers and fingers. George Cully.
There you go, George.
Alan Farrell.
Alan.
Thomas McLaughlin. But yeah, the small flyers, Curran and Rush and Brian, his partner in Ringsend, fabulous year. For small teams, working men, that's the guys I'll be watching when I go looking for books.
So, there you go, lads.
Small laughs, and that's what I
Small flyers, good results.
And don't be afraid to knock on the doors, they don't bite.
Too hard.
Yeah,
Too hard.
You caught me cold, Mick. I didn't know you were coming up. You should have rang me, Mick.
I actually just arrived.
One had a hair done and all that.
I just arrived about 15 minutes ago and he was just showing me the boards and I said, here, look, come on, we'll do this for the crack.
Yeah.
It's nice to do things just live and on the sport at the moment because you just get the feel of it. So we're going to wrap this up. I might actually do more of an in-depth video with Rory in the next few weeks actually. It might be an idea. If you're up with that, we'll prepare it. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to try and do a couple of other law visits as well actually because Rory's been hounding me to write a few articles.
Well, I wanted you to go to George Cully and I wanted you to go to John Fitzpatrick.
So I might just do a couple of videos instead. It might make a bit more sense. It's a bit more time, and my time is precious at the moment. So yeah, there you go, lads. Rory McMahon, Dublin North East Dublin flying at the moment, isn't it?
Dublin North County.
Dublin North County. Racing in the Fed anywhere from 2,500 pigeons right up to 18,000 pigeons. The boards are well up in the Fed regularly. They're winning for others that he's given them to, and they're not only winning now and breeding the goods, they're breeding generation after generation after generation. It's not just one line of boards, it's their children's children now winning for Rory and for others. What more could you ask for on a pigeon man?